A Minnesota filmmaker is telling a very personal story based on the life of her father.
Football fans may remember Gene Washington, a former Minnesota Vikings wide receiver, standout from the excellent Big Ten college Michigan State. The film, Through the Banks of the Red Cedar, is the story of Gene and other young black athletes who were recruited from the South during the peak of segregation to play college football. And we're so glad to be joined by filmmaker Maya Washington and her dad, Gene, here with us on Mid-Morning. Thank you guys for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
Maya, you've been working on this film for 3 years.
Yes.
Your dad's story obviously had to motivate you to get this story out to a wider audience, right?
It really did. I mean, a lot of this happened, well, all of it happened before I was born. And so it wasn't until 2011 when Bubba Smith passed away, his teammate at Michigan State, the #1 draft pick in 1967. And this was the first time I heard about the extent to which Duffy Daugherty and Michigan State ultimately integrated college football. That the game would be completely different if my dad and his teammates hadn't been as successful, and if his coach hadn't consciously recruited black players when no one else was doing it.
It's incredible. It must have been fun for you to tell that story. So, Gene, what was it like for you, growing up in the South and then being recruited by Michigan State?
Yeah, well, here again, I was quite surprised because being in a segregated situation because of we played in an all-black league and we could not play with white players, but I was so grateful. This is 1963 was my first year at Michigan State. My first year as a freshman at Michigan State, and so it's not too long ago. And,
right.
And I'm so proud that Michigan State gave me that opportunity where the University of Texas and SMU and the University of Houston, they were all closed to black students and athletes at that time.
I can't believe it was, I mean, that's not that long ago when you think about it.
How have things changed since you were recruited by MSU and then drafted by the Vikings?
Oh, yeah. Well, things have really changed a lot, mainly because now black athletes are making contributions, and I was very happy that I had a chance to make a contribution at Michigan State. Yeah. And very happy that the Big Ten, they took a step, also bring in a lot of black athletes, and the University of Minnesota. Murray Warmath was bringing in black talent at the time. Carl Eller, for example, from North Carolina. And so in terms of the change, it was a big change. And when I see the national championship and I see Texas and Alabama with black athletes, my heart, I'm very happy to see that. I think we've come a long way.
Maya, what an incredible story for you to tell. What do you want people to take away from this film?
Well, I think everything that you just said, that this happened in my dad's lifetime, that this wasn't, 100 years ago. We're talking less than 50 years ago, that things were very different in our country. So I'm trying to bridge the gap between my generation and his generation and people younger to make sure we remember these legends.
Well, you have an event coming up tomorrow to raise some money to get this film distributed. We want people to know it's the Twin Cities Block Party, May 13th. So this is Wednesday at the Ridgedale YMCA from 4 to 8. It's in Minnetonka, right near Ridgedale Mall. So we'll put all of the info at WCCO.com/links so people can come out, get you guys some money, get this movie out there, because the coaches, the athletic directors, and ultimately the players, real heroes of that time, changing sports forever.
Yeah.
Maya, Gene, thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you very much.
I can't wait to see it. It'll be fantastic.